This is music news.
All right. For the first time since 1987, vinyl outsold CDs last year.
Hooray.
In physical media, 41 million vinyl records versus 33 million CDs.
Holy crap.
Parentheses, 84% of all recorded music revenue is still streaming. But for the first time since 1987, vinyl outsold CDs.
That's pretty impressive.
I'd say so.
I thought this already happened in like 2015 or 16 or like maybe a couple years ago, but maybe I was mistaken and I did read this the other day or today and I was like, wow.
What it could have been total number of dollars and not units.
That might have been what that was.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
Then, because I remember reading something and I'm like, man, did I read that right? And then you're probably right. That is correct. But physical copies, that's very impressive. Shout out to all those Swifties that bought 6 copies of that new Taylor Swift record.
Yeah.
And Luke, as you can see, accounted for 6% of the market.
Yeah. That's very interesting, though. I think it's great, man. I think it's cool how, it seems now that everybody has the convenience of streaming music and bringing that with them everywhere that they go. But, I think that vinyl records create a sort of an ambiance and also, it makes music listening sort of a hobby. There's nothing quite like buying a vinyl record and you get the full gatefold and the whole thing. I mean, I certainly love it. So.
I mean, I like it quite a bit, as you can see.
Needless to say,
entrap
for Luke.
yourself in your hobbies. Create your own prison.
Yes. I've got some vinyl news. Metallica just bought their very own vinyl pressing plant.
What?
Crazy, right? Yeah. So, as Jeff said, LPs are kind of going through the roof, and everybody wants vinyl. And more specifically, a lot of people are buying a lot of vinyl records that are Metallica albums. So Metallica decided that they were going to purchase a record pressing plant. It sold for nearly oh no, sorry, that's not right. Yeah, it doesn't list exactly how much they paid for it, but I think that's kind of a cool thing. I really hope that they don't do like a weird Metallica thing and they're like, well, we only press our own records now, or something strange like that.
Guess what?
I don't think that would be
They might.
I don't think that would be cost effective at all.
No,
Because,
I definitely don't think so either.
No, because you'd have to just to make money, you'd have to do it like other inventories and
Yeah, it's the Furnace Record pressing plant in Alexandria, Virginia.
So it's like a running, operating record plant.
Quote, we couldn't be more happy to take our partnership with Furnace and its founders to the next level, Lars Ulrich said in a statement. The plant has been, quote, great to Metallica and more importantly to our fans. And that buying it will guarantee the potential vinyl buyers a continued access to high quality records in the future. So
that
I think that's
probably
pretty cool.
sounds like to me like a partnership with an existing record plant would mean like a band really big like Metallica is able to come in there and put money into maybe more presses and things of that nature and a higher because there's a need for more pressing plants in America. We just don't have them, or around the world really, and they just don't have them and they're not easy to start up. So this sounds like a band having an interest in doing that financially and making it work, and I'm all for that. More artists should do that. That's
I
cool.
agree. Yeah, it's
Very
putting
cool.
the power back into the artist's hands, so I like that. I'm into it.
Very cool, very cool. Michael said a couple weeks ago that Brian May of Queen was going to be knighted, and he was knighted. So I thought that was interesting. He was knighted for, let me get this straight for you. He was knighted for his charity work and his work with music. So that was pretty cool. And King Charles said congratulations, even though nobody really cares about that. And the Queen's Twitter account was like, congratulations, Brian May. So
From the grave?
From the grave.
She's tweeting from the royal grave.
I thought was pretty cool, and he got knighted, and so congratulations to him and his charity work with music, and his love and expression of music is very evident, and he shares it with everybody whenever he can, and it's very cool. So
congratulations to Sir Brian May.
Sir Brian May.
This past weekend were the Academy Awards, the 95th Oscars. Some music awards that were given out. Original score went to Volker Bertelmann for All Quiet on the Western Front. Original song went to M.M. Kiravani and Chandra Bose for the song Natu Natu from the Indian film RRR. It became the first Indian production to win the Best Original Song Oscar. And MM, it was a good speech. I thought it was like maybe one of the 3 best speeches of the night. He went up, he said, "Thank you. I used to listen to the Carpenters when I was growing up." And then he sang the Carpenters song Top of the World and just changed all the lyrics to be about like coming from rags to riches to make this movie. And now I'm at the top of the world. And he sang it. It was like really fun.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was the Oscars. And, you know, Lady Gaga performed, Rihanna performed, David Byrne performed, the cast of RRR performed a dance, and Diane Warren was nominated. I forget who performed because I went fast forward through that one.
You know who didn't win, or what movie didn't win any awards? The Elvis movie.
The Elvis movie did not win any awards.
No, I think they won some Golden. Is it Golden Globes the other one?
They did. I finished watching that movie this week.
Yeah.
It took me 5 days to get through that movie.
Did you like it?
I thought Tom Hanks was so distractingly weird and bad that there were scenes where I'm like, is Austin Butler really good in this movie, or is Tom Hanks that bad in comparison? And then there were other scenes that Tom Hanks was so weird and Austin Butler was next to him and they're talking. And I'm like, is this just a bad like Lifetime movie? It had, you know, pros and cons. Baz Luhrmann films are always like crazy carnival rides. I thought overall though, it's like the Queen movie a couple years ago.
Yeah.
I'm just like, yeah, the VH1 Temptations thing was better than these.
I agree.
100%.
Give me that Jackson's made-for-TV movie
yes,
any day
that was
over
so
that
good.
crap.
Yeah.
That was so good. So Robert Smith has acknowledged problems with The Cure's U.S. ticketing strategy. So Ticketmaster's in the news once again. So The Cure are launching onto this giant world tour. They've been running into some issues with the sales in the United States, Ticketmaster sales and stuff like that. They had decided that they didn't want to do any of those, like the platinum ticketing prices and the
Dynamic ticketing
and all that kind of stuff. Instead, they decided that they just wanted to just, you know, do it the way that they're doing it now, where it's like verified users have access to tickets. Apparently,
and old school low pricing. So
old school low pricing,
and like everybody is the same ticket.
Right?
That kind of
Yeah,
thing.
and to try to avoid any sort of scalping of tickets or anything like that. There's kind of a toss-up on whether or not that's actually worked. Apparently, there are some tickets to these shows being sold on second-hand, like StubHub-style websites and stuff. He claims that they are a con. Who's to really say? Those are also multi-million-dollar, companies and endeavors that find ways to get a hold of these tickets anyway. So who's to really say what's happening? Though, as a strange turn of events, the fees that Ticketmaster is charging along with the sales of these tickets actually end up costing more than the tickets themselves do. So that's kind of terrible.
There was a tweet that got put out where
Yes.
a customer had ordered 4 tickets at $20 a piece, and the service fees are $11.65 a piece times 4, coming out to $46. Facility charges $10 a piece, another $40, and order price fee is $5.50. So like $20 tickets, an $80 ticket turned into $172, which is pretty staggering.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just of note in the current industry. I don't think the band had anything to do with it. They tried. It's like, what are you gonna do, man? You can't be blaming Robert. He's trying.
Yeah, the monolith rises again. You know what I mean? It's like, what can you do?
Also, some of these things are they're listed as like venue fees. And what a lot of people don't realize is those venue fees will never go away as long as people trash every venue they ever see a concert at, because those venues have to pay a staff of people to clean up after all of these shows.
Yeah, that's the other thing I think that.
So that
people don't think of,
$5 gets hit on everything. That's almost exclusively like janitorial staff.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens. I mean, hats off to The Cure for just doing like $20 tickets, though. I mean, I think that's pretty rad.
Yeah, rock on, The Cure.
So rock on The Cure.
You're just like heaven.
Yeah.
Wow.
Luca?
I have one more thing here. I would just like to point out that Lenny Kravitz is hosting the 2023 iHeartRadio Music Awards, which I thought was kind of exciting that they got like a musician like Lenny Kravitz to do it. I think it's going to be interesting and cool. I heard about it and I wanted to shout it out because I think it was something like we were kind of like floating out an idea like that of like host of award shows, like who they should be, and Lenny Kravitz is our boy, so shout out Lenny Kravitz and good luck at the iHeartRadio Music Awards.
He performed at the Oscars as well. He was the song during the In Memoriam section.
Oh,
I love Lenny Kravitz. He played an extremely boring song. But, you know, it didn't distract from a collage of people who had died. So
Yeah, rest in peace.
We have a rest in peace today. R&B singer Bobby Caldwell passed away, 71 years old, known for his hit song What You Won't Do for Love, which was sampled by Tupac for his song Do for Love. He was one of those like blue-eyed soul guys from the late 70s. He has extremely bad album covers. Check him out. He looks kind of like a late 70s pimp meets Frank Sinatra, and later on in life he actually was a Frank Sinatra like impersonator type of like show guy in Vegas.
I thought you were going to say he was a pimp.
I thought you were going to say that too.
Other big songs that he had, My Flame, which was sampled by Notorious B.I.G. for the song Sky's the Limit, Open Your Eyes, which was sampled by Common for the song The Light. But yeah, one of those classics, What You Won't Do for Love. It's one of those like slow jams from the late 70s. I think it's like 1978. So great voice. Check out like his live recordings. Bobby Caldwell still singing great, like even up until you know his late 60s and stuff.
Rest in peace, Bobby.
Rest in peace, Bobby. There will be / kind of has already been released a new Little Richard documentary that is entitled I Am Everything. It is directed by Lisa Cortez. It premiered at the Sundance Film Festival early this year, and it'll be available on digital mediums April 21st. There's some one night only screenings in theaters.
Yeah, there's one near us I was looking at going to because this looks like an interesting movie.
Yeah, it's definitely. I think it should be interesting, man. For those who don't know who Little Richard is, look him up.
He's the archetype of rock and roll. He's the piano version of Chuck Berry. He's the everything Elvis copied, that kind of thing.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, if you ask Lemmy, he
invented rock and roll.
He invented rock and roll. So
and
he's
Lemmy
he's like Elton John if he like smoked meth.
Exactly.
I love Little Richard. Rubber Ducky. He used to sing that on Sesame Street.
On Sesame Street. That was come on now.
With his hairnet.
Yeah. Oh, it's so good.
And it's so face full of makeup. Amazing.
Oh my goodness.
I have some birthdays. Today is the 80th birthday of Sly Stone, one of the forefathers of funk.
Happy birthday, Sly.
Sly Stone, speaking of smoking meth and crack. But he's still here, 80 years old. And yesterday was
he's still
alive.
Oh my gosh. I thought you were like anniversary.
No, he's still alive.
Sly Stone's still alive.
Do some research, but I believe
gosh.
Yeah, I think I researched.
Is he still smoking crack and meth?
I don't know. And also yesterday was the 90th birthday of Quincy Jones, who is, in some accounts, like one of the most notable figures in American pop music over the last, do the math, 70-ish years. He started his career as a trumpet player and an arranger conductor in like technically the late 40s, but definitely like 1951, 52, and then became this like kind of one of the heralded black artists in the 50s and 60s and nominated for Oscars, record for most Grammy nominations. How many Grammy nominations do you think Quincy Jones has received?
He's probably got like 63
nominations.
Probably like 63.
I'll up the ante. I'll say 80.
80 on the dot.
Oh, look at that! That was just a guess, by the way.
First time you've won this game.
And of course, Quincy Jones, the producer of Michael Jackson's hit run, possibly the biggest selling 1, 2, 3 Punch, Off the Wall, Thriller, Bad. They like sold, it was like 20 million, 80 million, 40 million, like crazy. Yeah. And just a one of a kind, especially jazz, like pop jazz producers, known for the song Soul Bossa Nova, the Austin Powers theme song. So look up the 60s Quincy Jones stuff where he's just conducting and arranging and like it's a big band. And
The Dude,
yeah. A great album cover, Sweetwater Jack, is that how it's called?
Swamp Water?
It's a Carole King song.
Yeah,
Smackwater Jack, whatever it's called. Great album cover.
I think it's called Swamp Water.
Yeah, something like that.
Great documentary on him too. I think it's on Netflix.
Yeah, one of the best shit talkers in music history.
Oh, amazing!
Too. What's your sign?
Heavy into astrology. Yeah, I was just gonna say. Yeah, he asked everybody what their sign is.
Astrology is a means to an end. Let's just say he doesn't give a fuck about where sign is.
Yeah,
but 90 years old.
Typical Taurus.
Still
over
going,
here.
Man. Still dating 29-year-old women.
Hey, well, there you go, Quincy.
Rock on, Quincy.
Good for you. Anything else, Luke? I know you have.
Oh, I have one more thing to share with us.
Let's hit it.
Every good celebrity gets when they're at an award show, if they're worth their while, there tends to be a streaker that comes on stage and makes the moment. So this happened to Avril Lavigne, just like Bob Dylan in the past, and we'll watch it. So this is what happened
At the Junos, the Canadian Grammys.
The Juno Awards.
And pop records fused with his Punjabi roots. Based in Victoria, BC, his music has gained a worldwide audience with sold out
She sounds
shows
pilled
in
up,
Canada,
man.
Comfortable.
The US.
Canada, the
Get the fuck off.
U.S.
Get the fuck out, bitch!
So she tells this girl to F
He
off
has sold
and then
out
F
show-
off, bitch. And then the security grabs her and she gets off the stage. I would also like to note that the security should have like pounced like way faster. Like there was a lot of talking in that, right?
Sir, what do we do? They're coming after Avril Lavigne. Game time decision.
So-
We'll see what happens. Who cares?
For our listeners at home that did not see the video, there is a woman, a topless woman, in a pink, like looks like pajama bottoms and like
or something.
yeah,
maybe.
and like
Oh, I
pink,
thought that was a satyr.
yeah, and a pink like bandana, and she's like topless with pasties on, and it says like "Save the Trees" or something like that.
Yeah,
which
save
like
the green belt. Or something.
right on, save the trees. But so that was weird. And it happened to Avril Lavigne, and it was kind of
And it could happen to you.
It could happen to you.
It could happen
Happened
to
to Bob
anybody.
Dylan once. Remember that guy? He had like something weird written on his chest. I forget what it was. I'll put it up here. You'll see what it is. But we won't. And that I just thought it was interesting, of note.
Yeah.
So
Well, there you have it. This has been Music News.
this was music news.
So